Hello, and welcome back for another adventure in the cookie jar. Today we're doing the 10th recipe from the Devil's Food Cake Murder. They are the big, soft, chewy molasses cookies. This recipe seems kind of long, mainly because it has 3 separate ways to bake these cookies. There is the roll them out and stamp them. There's the scoop them out and bake them. There is also the slicing them. You roll them into logs and then slice them that way. I will go with the cookie scoopy because that's just my preferred way. It does have quite a long list of ingredients. They do need to chill for an hour at minimum, so don't turn your oven on yet. Lois does this all by hand, but we use our stand mixer down at the cookie jar. She also makes these as rolled cookies, rolling out the dough 1/4 inch thick on a floured board and using a 3.5 inch round cookie cutter to cut them out. In the interest of saving space and time, we do ours as refrigerator cookies. You're going to want 1 1/4 cups white sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, 1.5 teaspoons of ground ginger, 1 cup light molasses, 2 beaten eggs, 1 cup of salted butter, 2 tablespoons hot water, 4 cups quick cooking oatmeal, 4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1.5 cups of raisins, 1 cup chopped nuts, and approximately 1/2 cup of white sugar for a topping. Okay. With that being said, they just jump straight into how to make them. And of course, let's see, we're going to skip the rolled method. The dough ball method. This way is fun and easy and it doesn't require a breadboard, rolling pin, or flour. You also get sugar on the tops and bottoms. Roll the chilled dough in 2.5 inch ball with your fingers. Roll the dough in a bowl of sugar. Place it on a greased baking sheet. Flatten it out with a spatula or your clean hands. And then just repeat the process with all the cookies. Bake them at 375 for 9 to 10 minutes. Let them cool on the sheet for a minute, put them on a rack to cool completely. And that's all there was to that method. There is a note at the bottom, the last little bit. It says, Lois told Grandma Knudsen that these are her dad's favorite cookies. We can certainly see why. My great-grandmother Elsa Swanson had a trick for keeping cookies like this soft and chewy. She put some orange or lemon peel in the bottom of her cookie jar. The moisture in the citrus peel kept the cookies soft, and any slight orange or lemon flavor the cookies absorbed was all to the good. When citrus fruit wasn't in season in Minnesota, she used a chunk of apple to keep the cookies moist. It also has a note about light molasses, which apparently is used by a 1/2 cup of regular molasses with a 1/2 cup of light Caro syrup. Anyway, everything's laid out. Let's get started. This is everything we're going to need for this video today. So it's got melting the butter lower in the recipe. I'm actually going to do it now, just so it has time to cool down. It does mention doing it in a separate bowl and not the bowl you plan on mixing in. So you're gonna put your sugar in. That goes in first. It says to put your mixer on low speed. Now we're going to salt, the baking soda, and the ginger. And this molasses and corn syrup is a very, very big mess, in case you were wondering. Next, we are adding in our eggs. Now, it does not say anything about letting the butter cool or anything. It just says to add it straight in. I'm going to slowly drizzle it and hope it cools while it falls. All right, the next thing going in is 2 tablespoons of hot water. It just says to add that into the bowl. Oatmeal in 1 cup increments. I'm just going to kind of shake some in. Now we're adding the flour. It's already getting very thick with the oats. So this is going to be interesting to see how it mixes up. We've only added about just under 2 cups, and you can already hear the motor straining. I don't know if I'm going to get the raisins and the nuts mixed in with the beaters. I might have to do them by hand. But in go the raisins. Lastly, the nuts. Now, this is done. It just needs to be covered up and chilled for about an hour. Probably get more than that. I just have other things to do today, but we will come back when we can and finish them off. Okay, so we are back. Now, the thing with these cookies is when they say big, they mean big. They want your cookies to, your dough balls to be 2.5 inches, which is about the size of a mason jar lid. That's pretty big. So instead of my normal scooper, I'm gonna be using this, which is like an ice cream scooper. It does say you're only gonna get 6 instead of 12 to a standard sheet. The oven is at 375, which is higher than we've normally had it. But again, these are much larger cookies. So, oh my. It's dense. If you're gonna do it this way, I would recommend either A, not leaving them in the fridge for as long as I did, because I had a lot of errands I had to go run today, or taking it out quite a bit sooner than you're going to make your dough cookies, because she is stiff. Now, normally I do prefer this method, only I'm not too sure if this is an accurate one for this. Here is our first tray. This is what they have, what they look like. I'm not sure if that's what they're supposed to be. I think that's closer to 1 inch, not an 8. I don't know. That's what I'm going with. We'll see how they bake up. Either way out, they're definitely going to be big. I'm gonna do the rest and we'll see how many we get. We have scooped out the cookies. We got 2 and almost a half dozen. So 12, 13, 16. They are giant. They're gonna bake for about 10 minutes. They were not lying. These are big. In case you were wondering, this thing is ginormous. It is bigger than a hockey puck. Like, they were not kidding when they said big, soft, and chewy. They are really good though. I'm not gonna eat the whole thing right now because that would take a while, because you know it's bigger than like half of my head. But overall, they're pretty good. They were very, very hard to scoop rock solid. That is definitely a pull it out after an hour, where you're gonna have to let it sit for 30 minutes before you can scoop them. My wrist was hurt. Yeah, they weren't hard. to throw together. They weren't hard to squish out. They took 14 minutes though to bake. They did not take 10. Other than that, yeah, good flavor, easy to make. Most of the stuff you'd have on hand. Next week we are making a pear crunch pie. If you're interested, I hope you join us next week. Hope you have a good one. Bye guys.